Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. May is National Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month, and our focus this morning has been on the United Way of Greater Milwaukee's Teen Pregnancy Prevention Initiative. My next guest is the Chief Executive Officer of an organization that was founded as a totally volunteer effort back in 1993, and it helps girls achieve in school, avoid teen pregnancy, and use their personal power to achieve their goals and dreams. Danae Davis is the CEO of Pearls for Teen Girls Incorporated. Good morning, Danae.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you?
It's a pleasure to see you, and I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good.
You've been with Pearls for Teen Girls since 2006.
Right.
If you would, tell us more about it.
Pearls for Teen Girls, as you mentioned, is an organization, a nonprofit in the city that serves girls between the ages of 10 and 19 in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And although it started as a middle school after-school program, one group at Jackie Robinson Middle School, it has since evolved into also serving high school girls. So we have about 2/3 of our girls are in weekly programming in middle school, age appropriate grouping, so 5th, 6th graders, 7th, 8th, and then another third are in high school, and they are separated, freshmen and sophomores from juniors and seniors. Works out really well in terms of how they interact with each other, and what they do is through the weekly hour and a half to 2 hours of programming, as led by our adult staff and with the middle school girls, a teen facilitator who's in group herself and has to have at least a 3-point GPA. They work on their self-esteem, building and holding on to healthy relationships, either with their own peers or with adults in their lives. They get lots of support for their academic success. We also focus on helping them to discover the world around them. So that might look like field trips, it might look like job shadowing, college tour trips and things like that. And then finally, they work on community service. And within the healthy relationships, we also focus on teen pregnancy prevention.
Yes, a lot of good stuff there. So you do recognize that teen pregnancy and a lack of education are huge concerns in Milwaukee. So how do you help the young ladies avoid these barriers through these group meetings?
Well, what really happens is, early on in the process, and by the way, a girl can come in at any point. She might start with us in the 5th grade, or she might start in the 12th grade. But whatever her journey is with Pearls, we want her to feel safe, secure, and in a trusting environment. Because of that, and the exercises and the activities that we spend time on with the girls, they build camaraderie with each other, and they understand that, you know what, I can achieve my goals and my dreams. So when you get them to believe in themselves, then you can use curriculum like the Making Proud Choices curriculum, which is an 8-module. I'm sure you've already heard about it from Nicole, but it's an 8-module, full comprehensive sexual reproductive health curriculum, and they're open to understanding why they need to not make that adult decision, either abstain, or if they do choose to have sex, why it's important that they use protection that will enable them to not be teen moms.
Absolutely.
Because they want something. And they want to go on to graduate from high school. And why do they want to graduate from high school? Because they've learned about the power of having college as a destination, both in terms of what you want to be when you grow up and the ability to support yourself and your family. So when you're able to pull that thread, and the earlier the better, through that I can be what I want to be, and there are things that I need to choose not to do if I want that at the end of the rainbow. That seems to work pretty well with the girls that we serve.
I love it. And the ladies, as you stated, they meet weekly after school, sometimes during school, on the weekends. The groups talk about a number of things, but I'm sure a lot of it has to do with amongst themselves. They're talking about things that they see on social media and videos and music and things of that nature. Just from an adult perspective, these young ladies, after they've gone through your program, how do they view the things that are sometimes considered negative for young people?
You know, that's a really great question, because I've noticed that the program coordinators will, for number one, they've got to keep things fresh. You know how easy it is to lose.
Oh, yeah. You almost got to find out what's the hip top, so you can throw it in there a little bit.
So we're going to choose the music of the day, we're going to choose the videos of the day, and whatever the latest version of social media. So I guess, well, I won't even pretend. Instagram, I think, is one of the
That's it.
Okay. So they will use those very relevant, if you will, tools to make the point. So they'll have the girls re-listen to a video with the lens of, is that really very respectful of you? And we do notice that as they rethink, they start to question, well, even though this may be hip, that's my old language. I don't know what the new language is.
I'm with you.
That they can, and because they're also learning how to be influential among their peers. So it is not unusual to discover that a girl who's been in pearls for a while is all of a sudden speaking up. Speaking up in class, speaking up, in whatever venues that young people hang out in. And over time, they are starting to make different choices about what they will listen to or what they will allow people to say around them. The language changes. And one of the main reasons that happens is because the girls exert positive peer pressure with each other. So we all make mistakes. I shudder to think the things that I now regret, if you will, when I was a kid. But so they want to support each other, good and bad. And so if a girl is talking, using social media in an inappropriate way, using language that she shouldn't, that is disrespectful, she's likely going to get checked by her pearl sister, whether that happened in group or whether it happened in school, because they should be the same people.
That's
Danae
right.
shouldn't be a terror in the classroom and an angel in pearls or vice versa. So
Absolutely.
and we reinforce that. We reinforce that also because the adults are held to the same standards. So we can't be preaching to you in group and then doing our thing, so to speak, outside a group.
Taking a selfie with, looking crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the kids see it like,
yeah.
really?
Yeah. Or putting stuff on Facebook. Best example, and that's not Miss Danae, is it really? Kind of thing. So I think because of the reinforcement among each other and the ability to reinforce up and down, meaning the adults are held to the same standards, that helps.
I love it.
I mean, it's not
I keep
perfect.
saying I love it, but
Right.
I mean, these are the things that you really want to be able to get across to young ladies in that specific age group, and
Right.
you guys have done an outstanding job in achieving that. I do think
you.
that absolutely. You have a few other initiatives that I wanted to mention. You have your goal setting initiative,
right.
and we've got just about 5 minutes, so talk a little bit about that.
Real quickly, that's probably the thing that distinguishes us the most from other youth serving organizations or girl serving, and that is that every girl gets to set a personal goal each semester, because we're kind of on a school year, academic year basis, although we do summer programming. What that means is she gets to decide, what do I want to work on? Do I want to work on getting a better grade? Do I want a better relationship with my mom? Do I want to read a number of books, apply for scholarships, whatever her aspiration is? She's just got to be able to show evidence of accomplishment at the end, whether she's in the 5th grade or the 12th grade. And the lovely thing about that is that 97% this last year of our girls set a personal goal, and 78% of them accomplished their goal. Now what happens is, can you imagine how that builds your self-esteem?
Yeah.
Like, I got this because I chose to. And then all of the girls who accomplish their goals celebrate in what is called a goals party. It can be like 14 different groups, because we've got 37 groups currently. 14 groups of girls who accomplished their goals went to Mount Olympus the other day. So that's a water park, in case anybody doesn't know, kind of near the Dells. And so if they want to get mani-pedi, if they want to go out to dinner and a movie, we will make it happen free to them. So there's incentive and reward for accomplishment. If she doesn't accomplish her goals, she doesn't feel bad, because she gets coached on, well, what went wrong? And she gets back up and sets another goal the following semester.
I love that, because that's really the way you have to matriculate through life.
Right.
And sometimes you meet your goals, sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board, know. So if at first you don't succeed, you try again. That's simply that. So you, in fact, are a great role model for these young ladies. Simply when you talk about being an educated woman, being able to be successful. You attended University of Wisconsin Law School, and you also attended a program specifically for nonprofits back in 2012 at Harvard Business School, and I'm guessing you brought back a lot of great information that you could implement with Pearls for Teen Girls with that.
Absolutely. One of the things that was reinforced for me is the ability and the techniques and the strategies for raising money, which is huge part of my job. The reason we were able to do for so many girls 1,249 last year is because we raised the money to support them. And I learned some really interesting techniques in how to approach donors in a more authentic way, how to tell the girls' stories. I learned reinforcement for, yep, we're on track to do what we are doing in terms of what we ultimately hope we're doing, which is helping to groom the next wave of young leaders. And so some of those organizations that are further along in that journey kind of gave me inspiration for what's to come.
Well, I love it, and I just hope that you continue to be inspired. You're doing a great job with the young ladies, and we're very proud to have you here today. Danae Davis is the Chief Executive Officer of Pearls for Teen Girls Incorporated, and parents, keep in mind that young people who believe they have bright futures, options, and opportunities are less likely to engage in risky behavior. With the summer months around the corner, it's important to encourage your child's aspirations to high levels of achievement and to participate in organizations like Pearls for Teen Girls and community activities. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.